we go. Hi, this is Lara from Om3 Yoga, and I'm so grateful that you're joining us today. We're going to have a beginner yoga session. And if you need anything special, please feel free to type it in the chat box or let me know. So thank you for joining. All right, so we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. You can sit with your legs either stretched out in front of you, or I'm going to sit in a cross-legged position because that feels good for me. If you'd like to sit with your shins down and kind of on your knees, that sometimes feels good too. So find something that's going to feel good for you. And then let's rest your hands somewhere on your legs. We'll bring your palms face down to begin. Maybe let your eyes close for a moment. And let's take a really big deep breath through your nose, filling your whole body with your breath. Maybe let your belly expand. And then exhaling out through the mouth, slowly letting everything go. Let's do that again. We'll take a big deep breath through the nose. Filling your whole body with your breath, feel your belly expand. And then exhale, slowly letting it go. So just begin to resume normal breathing. And see if you can breathe into your belly. Or notice if it's more of the chest. And just observe your breath for a moment. And see as if you breathe, can you feel some shoulder tension melt away from your shoulders? And give yourself permission that at this time, there's nothing that you need to be doing that you should be doing, other than just taking this time out for you to breathe and to connect with your body, with your breath through this time. And allow yourself to set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's to feel grateful for something. Perhaps you would like to set an intention to work towards something today. And whatever that is for you, just let it be perfect, let it be fine. And then we're gonna slowly, wherever you're at, let's inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then maybe interlace your fingers and try to reach your palms towards the ceiling. And if that is too much with the arms straight, bend your elbows, because it's really intense for my shoulders today. So I'm gonna bend the elbows a little bit and see if you can feel the shoulder blades drop down the back. 2 and 1. Now let's gently lower your right hand to the side. You can keep your left palm towards the ceiling or bring the left palm towards the ground. So notice what feels better for you. We're going to walk your fingertips over to the right and then stretch your left arm over to the right. Maybe even letting your right shoulder or right ear drop towards the right shoulder. 2 and 1. Now we're going to inhale. Let's reach that left arm all the way up and around. We're going to lower the left hand down by the left hip. We'll inhale, reach your right arm up. The palm can face towards the ceiling or face towards the ground, what feels good for you. And we'll do this on the other side. So walking the left fingertips over to the left, reaching that right arm over to the left, maybe bringing the left ear towards the shoulder, just feeling a really nice stretch to the side body. 2 and 1. We're going to inhale. We'll reach the right arm all the way back up. Let's take your hands behind your back. You're going to point your fingers away from your body. We'll roll the shoulders back and then see if you can squeeze the shoulder blades together. Puff your chest up. Maybe imagine you're taking a little bit of a back bend. If it feels okay, you can reach and extend through the chin. Maybe even take the bottom jaw over the top jaw, stretching the neck out a little bit, maybe moving your jaw from side to side. And then let's slowly, slowly start to find a neutral position. Let's stretch your legs out in front of you, especially if they have been crisscrossed. You can give your knees a little bit of love. And then we're gonna bring our arms alongside the body. We're gonna start here to work your ankles a little bit. So you're gonna point your right toes and then your left toes, and then the right and the left. And just point and flex your feet a few times, feeling the sensation in the ankles. 2 and 1. Now let's lift both feet up. Maybe bring your feet a little bit wider apart, and then we're going to bring the toes over to the right. Inhale up and then over to the left. And we'll come back up and over to the right and back up and over to the left. And then let's inhale to neutral. Let's bend both of the knees. You're gonna bring your knees towards your chest, maybe drop your nose towards your knees. And then let's inhale, lift up, and then stretch your legs forward. So we'll do this a couple times. Maybe when you sit up, you'll feel your shoulders roll back. So find more space in your body. We're gonna exhale, bend the knees, maybe bringing the nose towards the knees. And then inhale, we'll straighten the legs out, reach up, feel the shoulders roll back. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times. So we're gonna exhale, bend the knees, nose towards the knees. Inhale, we'll stretch the legs out, roll the shoulders back. Last one, exhale. And inhale. Beautiful. Now let's gently bend both of the knees again. We're going to start to make our way into a tabletop shape onto the mat. So bringing your fingers pointing towards the short end of the mat, you want to see if you can get your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then today, see if you notice the eyes of the elbows, so that where the elbows kind of bend, and see if you can face the eyes of the elbows together. Notice if that feels different for your shoulders. And then as you do that, let's drop the chest down for a moment and kind of feel your belly sink down towards the ground, making a really big kind of a hammock stretch for your back. Breathing here for a moment. We're going to inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the belly towards the spine, making the back of a hollowing cat. Really stretching that back out. Notice that sensation. Let's breathe here for a moment, holding this shape in your back, maybe even wiggling around a little bit, especially if you feel any tight spots. And then let's start to find a neutral back. We'll inhale. And then we're going to exhale, start to move through the joints. So you're going to drop your right hip towards your right heel. And then we're going to bring your bottom towards your left heel, and we'll inhale, come back up. So working through the shoulders and hips a few times. So we'll do a few circles in one direction. Just feeling those joints start to warm up. And again. And then when you get back to that neutral spot, let's go the opposite direction. So we'll drop the hips down towards that left heel, making a circle over to the right, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, bringing the hips towards the left heel, making that circle, inhaling. And let's do that 2 more times. So hopefully feeling those joints warm up a little bit. Really nice work, everybody. Last one. And then we're going to inhale as you start to come find a neutral spine. Let's take your right leg. You're going to stretch that back, curl the toes under, feel that calf muscle stretch. 2 and 1. We're going to slowly bring that right knee down to meet the left. And then we're going to stretch the left leg out. So curling the left toes under, stretch that left heel back out. Beautiful. Oh, it's a big stretch for me today. 2 and 1. We're going to slowly come back to neutral. Let's work with your wrists for a moment. So we're going to maybe even come up onto the left fingertips, especially if you feel like you're kind of dumping into that. And then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to turn your right fingers back towards your knee, and then apply a little bit of pressure for the wrist. Now, if this feels really easy for you, you can also bend your elbow a little bit, and you're going to feel a bit more stretch into that wrist and forearm. 2 and 1, and then let's release that right hand forward, and we'll do the left hand. So turning the left fingertips back towards the knee. And then again, you can keep the arm straight because that might be a lot for you, or you can bend your elbow a little bit. Beautiful work. 3, 2, and 1, and then let's slowly start to release that. From here, we're going to sink your hips towards your heels, coming to a child shape if that feels good. If not, just stay in that tabletop, and we're going to rest your forehead down for a moment. Breathe into the back of the body. See if you can feel your rib cage expand from side to side. 3, 2, and 1. Now, if this feels really good for you and you need to rest for a few more moments, please feel free to stay here. If you'd like to begin to move a little bit again, we're going to stretch your arms forward, coming onto your fingertips. See if you can feel the shoulders move away from the ears. And now we're going to walk your fingertips over to the right. And as you walk your fingertips over to the right, see if you can feel the stretch to the left rib cage a little bit, feeling your left shoulder move away from the left hip. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to walk your hands back through the center, and then over to the left. And then really stretching through that left rib cage, feeling that, I'm sorry, the right rib cage, feeling that right shoulder move away from the right hip. Just keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna gently come back to the center. Now, again, if you feel like you need to rest, please feel free to stay here. If you want to continue to move, we're going to press down through the tops of the feet and knees, drawing the belly towards the spine, squeezing like you have to hold to go to the bathroom. 1 and 2. This will help protect your back. And then we're going to inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Let's turn your palms forward and bend the elbows out to the side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're going to draw your belly to the spine, sink your hips towards your heels as you lower your hands back down towards the mat. Beautiful. We'll do that 2 more times. Pressing through the tops of the feet and knees. Inhale, lift your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, we'll bend your elbows out to the side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Inhale, we'll lift back up. Exhale, we're going to slowly bring your hips back towards your heels, coming back down onto the mat. 1 more time. We're going to inhale, we'll lift up. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the side. Squeeze the shoulders together. Beautiful work. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, we'll slowly start to come. Bring your hips towards your heels, fingers down on the mat. We're going to inhale here, come to tabletop. We'll curl the toes under. We're going to start to walk your hands towards your knees. Inhale, lift the knees off the mat. Let's find a low squat. Hopefully that feels okay for you for a moment. If not, start to find a standing forward fold. If this feels okay, let's take another little walk with our hands over to the right for a moment. Just feel a quick stretch here. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the left. Feel another really quick stretch. And then we're going to slowly come back to neutral, and we'll meet everyone in a standing forward fold. So as you come to standing forward fold, maybe have your knees slightly bent. The feet can be wide apart. They don't have to be close together. We'll bring our chin to the chest so your spine can lengthen. You can keep your hands on the ground, maybe grab your elbows, or always bring your hands to your hips if you feel like you need support. 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll all bring our hands to our hips for this first one. We're going to gently bend the knees, press through the feet a lot. We'll inhale, come all the way up. Let your eyes close for a moment. You might be a little bit dizzy. We're going to bring your hands alongside your body, palms face forward. Let's take 3 big inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. This will help reground us, help realign, coming back to standing. Beautiful. We'll shake out a little bit. All right, so we're going to start with some half sun salutations. So keeping your feet about where they are, it doesn't matter, you can be at the front or the back of the mat. We're just going to fold up and down a few times. So we'll begin by inhale, reaching the arms all the way towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale, turn your palms out wide. We're going to bend the knees. Today we'll hinge from the hips to fold forward, chin towards the chest. Let's inhale, we're going to reach the head forward, and maybe you either keep your hands on your shins, or if you want, you can reach your arms forward. We'll all exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. We'll inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, we'll turn your palms out wide. We'll bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forwards, chin towards the chest. We're going to inhale, look up halfway. So either you keep your hands on your shins like right here, or you can reach your arms forward. So decide what feels best. We'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. 1 more time like that. Let's inhale, lift up. Exhale, you'll turn your palms out wide. We'll bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward, chin towards the chest. Inhale, reach the head forward, keeping the hands on the shins, or reaching the arms forward. 2, and 1, we'll bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Take a moment, feeling the feet on the earth. Maybe there's a slight bend in the knees. Feel your tailbone tilt back, your belly draw towards your spine, your rib cage anchor. Shoulders rolling back, reach through the crown of the head. Take a few deep breaths, honoring where you are. 2, and 1, and we're going to slowly start to release. We'll shake out a little bit. So we're gonna do one step back sun salutation. So we're gonna walk up towards the front of our mat, and then we'll do some standing positions and then come back onto the floor. So from here, really grounding down through the feet, we'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up. We're gonna exhale, turn your palms out again. We'll bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward, chin towards the chest. Let's inhale, we're gonna slide the hands on the shins, feel the spine lengthen, shoulders roll back. Exhale, we'll lower your hands back onto the mat. We're gonna step your left foot back. We'll drop down to the knee for a moment. You can keep your hands on either side of your foot or bring your hands on your knee. So see what feels better. We'll look up, feel the shoulders roll back. 2 and 1, we're gonna bring your hands flat. We're gonna curl the left toes under, lift the left knee off the mat. We'll step your feet back, downward dog. Feel the fingers spread wide. 2 and 1, let's inhale. You're gonna come to a plank shape. We're gonna drop down to the knees, roll the shoulders back, release your toes as you come all the way down onto your belly. Let's slide the arms alongside the body, palms face up. We'll roll the shoulders back, lift your heart up. 2 and 1, we're gonna exhale, lower your hands or shoulders down, beautiful. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders, we'll roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows together, pressing through the tops of the feet and knees. We'll inhale to tabletop. Exhale, and sink your hips towards your heels, curling the toes under. Inhale. Exhale, you can stay here or lift your hips high, downward facing dog. 2 and 1. Now let's look between the thumbs. Inhale. You're gonna step your left foot forward. We'll drop down to the right knee for a moment, maybe look up. You can always bring your hands onto your knee, see what feels better. 2 and 1, let's step your feet together. We're gonna fold forward, beautiful work. Inhale, we'll look up halfway. Exhale, we're gonna slowly fold down and pressing to the feet. We'll rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's do that on the other side. We'll inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, you're gonna turn your palms out wide. We'll bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward, chin towards the chest. Inhale, we'll slide the hands on the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, we're gonna lower your hands back onto the mat. We'll step the right foot back, drop down to the knee. You can inhale, look up. You can also, again, bring the hands onto the shin or thigh. 2 and 1, we're gonna bring your hands down. We're gonna curl the toes under, lift the right knee off the mat. We'll step back, downward dog. Beautiful work. 2 and 1. Now feel free to stay here if this feels good, or you're gonna inhale, come forward to plank. We'll drop down to the knees, release the toes, roll the shoulders back. We'll lower all the way down to the belly. Arms alongside the body, palms face up, roll the shoulders back. We'll inhale, lift your heart up. 2 and 1, maybe lift the corners of your mouth, give yourself a sweet smile. And 1, we're gonna come back down. Hands under the shoulders, we're gonna inhale, come to tabletop. You can stay here, or you can start to sink your hips towards your heels, curl the toes under. Inhale. Exhale, staying here or lifting the hips high, downward dog. Notice how your body's feeling. 2 and 1. Now let's gaze between the thumbs. We're gonna inhale, step your right foot forward, drop down to the left knee as you look up, shoulders roll back. And then exhale, you'll step your feet together, folding forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, we're gonna slowly fold down and in. Pressing through the feet, we'll rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Beautiful. All right, so from here, we're gonna slowly start to readjust our bodies. We're gonna come to a wide-legged stance. And we're gonna start to move from side to side to various different positions. So just do the best that you can and follow along. All right, so we're gonna begin with Warrior A. So we're gonna start by turning your right toes forward. We might wanna bring your left foot over to the left a little bit. You can point your toes forward. If that doesn't feel good for your leg, always feel free to find the ball of your back foot. We'll take a slight bend into the left knee. We're gonna start to rotate your hips so they're sort of in the same direction. So again, if you need to readjust your feet so that feels better, let that happen. We'll inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulders drop away from the ears. Maybe look between the hands if that feels okay for your neck. If not, just take your gaze forward and gaze towards the tip of the nose. Feel your feet on the earth. Keep breathing. So imagining that you're breathing in from the soles of the feet, reaching all the way up to the fingertips. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to come back towards the center, readjusting your feet as you need to. We'll start to do this on the other side. So let's bring our hands to our hips. We're going to bring our left toes forward. You might need to readjust your feet, readjust your stance. Again, find that good position for that right foot. So the toes can either point out to the side, they can go on the ball of the foot, or however that works for you. We'll bring the hands to the hips, slight bend into the front left knee. Feel the shoulders roll back, really ground through the foundation. And we're going to inhale, either reach your arms here, or you can come all the way up. You can take your gaze up or take the gaze forward. Feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. Pressing through the feet, keep breathing. Breathe through the soles of the feet as you reach the fingertips. Keep finding more space in your body, more strength, more stability. 3, 2, one more deep breath. And we're going to slowly lower the hands down. We'll bring your hands to your hips. We're going to come face the feet forward once again. Beautiful. Now let's start to move into warrior B. So we're going to take your right toes forward again. Now this time we're going to keep our hips open. We're going to bend into the right knee. Now this is really important. So we want to make sure that we keep our knee healthy. So we want to make sure the knee's not going in, the knee's kind of moving out. It almost like locks into this position here. You'll start to probably feel a lot of sensation in your hip, perhaps in the outside edge of the thigh as you do that. You might feel it somewhere else. If you're not feeling it there, you're not doing it wrong. So pressing through the feet, kind of feeling the hips square, the shoulders over the hips as best as you can imagine, and we'll inhale, reach your arms out wide to the side. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. Now, one of the tricks here is if you can press through the outside edge of that back left foot, you'll start to feel the inner arch lift, and you might even start to feel a stretch into the inner thighs. Our gaze is over our right middle finger. Our shoulder blades are squeezing together. Keep breathing. 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, reach all the way back up, feet parallel. We'll do this on the other side. So we can start by bringing the hands back to the hips. We'll point the left toes out, bending into that left knee. Now again, just making sure the knee's not going in, the knee's moving out a little bit. Feeling our hips nice and steady, pressing through the outside edge of that back right foot. Feel the inner arch start to lift. Roll the shoulders back, shoulders over the hips as best as we can imagine. We'll reach your arms out wide and gaze over that left middle finger. Keep breathing. Noticing your breath. Feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together. Keep finding more space in your body, more energy. Can you shift something to make it feel better? 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, straighten the legs. We'll reach your arms up high. Let's take a break here for a moment. So we're going to point your toes out, heels are in. We're going to take a slight bend in the knees, and we're going to bring your hands onto your thighs. Bring the thumbs towards the inside, the fingers towards the out. We'll roll the shoulders back and kind of sink into your hips. Maybe feel your shoulders roll back. You can move a little bit from side to side. 2, and 1. Now let's stretch through the shoulders a little bit. So you might want to drop your right shoulder in, feeling a really big stretch. And then let's do the left shoulder. We'll do that one more time from side to side. So we'll bring that right shoulder in, beautiful work. And then over to the left. Nice. We're going to come back to neutral. We'll inhale, come back up to standing. Bringing the feet parallel, readjust. Now we're going to come back to the warrior B shape, and then we're going to move into warrior A, and then we're going to move into a balancing warrior. Just do the best you can. No worries, I'll walk you through the whole thing. So hands to the hips. We're going to take your right toes forward. We're going to bend into your right knee. I know it kind of sounded weird how we were going into this, but it's going to work probably the easiest. So reach your arms out wide, finding that warrior B stance. So feeling that foundation get really grounded and rooted into that right foot. Now we're going to take your back left hand. You're going to reach that forward to meet your right hand. And we're going to actually slide onto the ball of the foot for this one. We'll bring your hands to your heart center. Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, let go. Let's inhale. We're going to exhale, start to lean forward. You're going to press through the foot and then maybe lift your back left leg off the mat. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to step that foot down. Now you're facing your right foot now. We're going to walk that right foot over to the right a little bit. You might want to walk your left foot up. We're going to keep your hands to your hips, or if you want to try, you can reach and grab your elbows behind your back. We're going to roll the shoulders back. We're going to reach and lead with the heart, not the head, as you start to lean forward, feeling the spine straight as best as you can, trying to keep your legs straight, feeling that really big hamstring stretch. 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale, rise up, and then we're going to come turn forward. Awesome. All right, so we get to do that on the other side. So shake out a little bit. Woo, let it go. Let's do the other side. So we're going to take your left toes towards the left, finding that warrior bee stance once again. So feel the foundation with your feet. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to reach your arms wide to the side. Breathing here. Feel really strong. Hopefully it feels more familiar as we've been here. So we're going to slowly start to take your right hand, bring it forward to meet your left. We're going to come glide onto the ball of the back right foot, hands to the heart center. Rolling the shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale. As you're ready, you're going to lean in towards that left foot and lift your right foot off the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to step your foot back. Both legs are going to come straight. You might want to shorten your stance. You can move your left foot to the side a little bit. Hands are going to be at the hips, or we're going to grab the opposite elbows behind the back. Now, if you grab your opposite elbows behind your back again, you probably grab the same way as you did before. See if you can put the other arm on top. It's going to feel a little weird, and that's good to just switch it up a little bit. We'll roll the shoulders back. We're going to inhale as we lead with the heart as you lean forward. Keep breathing. Feeling that lengthening in the spine, stretch into the hamstring. 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale, rise up. Exhale, we'll turn your body towards the side. Beautiful work. Let's inhale. We're going to reach your arms up. We're going to exhale. We'll bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward. Maybe bring your legs straight. Maybe stretch out a little bit. Just find some space. So you don't feel like you have to be still and static. You can move around so you can feel the energy move around. See if you can shift something to feel better. 2, and 1. Now we're going to press through the feet. We'll inhale, rise the arms all the way back up. Beautiful work. Exhale, we're going to lower your hands down. All right, so we're going to move back into warrior bee. We're going to move into a side angle variation, and we'll also take a twist. So we're going to take your right toes forward. We're going to bend into the right knee. So finding that warrior bee stance once again. We'll inhale, reach your arms out wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Noticing your breath. 2, and 1. Now, let's take your back left hand. You're going to lower that down. We're going to turn your right palm up. We'll inhale, either reach the arm up towards the ceiling, or if it feels okay for your body, really press down through that right foot, but you can reach that right arm back. So you might feel a little bit deeper. So you don't want to necessarily do something like this. You want to keep bending into that knee. 2, and 1. Now we're going to inhale, reach the right arm back up. We're going to bring that forearm onto your thigh. The other option here is if you have a more familiar with the practice, you can always bring your hand inside or outside your foot. So do what's best for you. I'm going to keep my arm on my thigh today. We're going to take your left hand to meet your right, and then let's inhale, reach your left arm towards the sky. See if you can feel your shoulders stack. So really feel that strength. We don't necessarily want that arm like flying back or like hanging out. So feel the energy from shoulder to shoulder, fingertip to fingertip. Eye of the elbow, see if you can make it the same direction as the palm of the hand. Feel your tailbone root and press towards that back left heel. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take this for a twist. So we're going to bring our hands on either side of the right foot. We'll come on the ball of the back left foot. You'll drop your left knee down. Now, lots of options from here. So option 1 is to keep your left hand underneath your left shoulder and reach your right arm to the sky. Option 2, or you can do that and also straighten your leg from there. Option 2, if that's a little bit more challenging, you can also just take your left hand to your right thigh and we'll reach your right arm back. So see what feels better for you today. So just notice and adjust. I'm going through some of the other variations if you're kind of watching, or try one of them yourself. 2, and 1, we're going to bring the hands down. We're going to turn our toes to the side. We'll walk our hands to the center, shake out a little bit, press through the feet. We'll inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, arms alongside the body. Beautiful work. Shaking out. All right, let's try that on the other side. Give yourself a big, deep breath. Exhale, let go. Again, let's inhale and exhale. Sometimes we need to just pause and take a breath before we move to the next thing. Find the space between, clear our thoughts, clear our body, clear our mind. So let's reach your arms out wide. We're gonna take your left toes forward now. We'll bend into warrior B. So finding all these different shapes in the body. So keeping that knee bent, we're gonna lower your right hand down. We'll turn your left palm towards the ceiling. And you'll either reach your left palm up, try to keep that left knee bent if you can, and then we're gonna reach maybe back if that feels okay for your body. Again, try to keep that knee bent. 3, 2, and 1. Now, lots of options from here. So you can take your forearm on your thigh. You can also take your hand inside your foot or outside the leg. So see what feels better. We're gonna take your right hand to meet your left, and then we're gonna inhale, reach that right arm towards the ceiling. Again, see if you can feel those shoulders stack. So we don't want that arm kind of flying around. Feel the energy move through the body. Pressing down, reaching up, gathering more strength, more insight, more breath. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna exhale. We're gonna lower our hands down on either side of the foot. We'll come onto the ball, the back foot. Again, if you're really familiar with the practice, you can just keep your right hand down. We'll reach your left arm to the sky. Those of you who need just a little bit more awareness or information, feel free to bring your knee down, take care of your body. You can reach your right arm high from here, or you can take your right hand to your left knee and reach your left arm back. So see what feels good for your body. 3, 2, 1, we're gonna slowly start to unwind. We'll take the back knee off the mat. We're gonna turn your toes forward. Let's take one more wide-legged forward fold. 2, and 1. We're gonna add a twist onto here. I think it'll feel really good this afternoon. So let's inhale. We're gonna lengthen our spine so it's parallel to the ground. We're gonna keep your left hand either underneath your nose, or you can always come onto your fingertips too, if that's gonna feel better. It feels a little bit better for my arms. And then we're gonna reach your right arm towards the ceiling. See if you can look at your right arm. If that doesn't feel good for your neck, just look down towards the left hand. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna lower the right hand down, and we'll do this on the other side. So again, you can use your fingertips, hand can be flat, see what works, and we'll reach your right arm towards the ceiling, or left arm towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. I always find it so fascinating how different my body is from side to side. So if you notice that, don't judge it, just find it interesting. We'll inhale, we'll come rise all the way up. We'll step your feet together. Let's do one balancing pose, then down to the ground. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna shake out a little bit, and then let's start to get really grounded and rooted into your left leg. If you decide you wanna use the other leg first, please listen to that. We'll spread your toes, slight bend in the knee, feel the leg muscles squeeze and engage. What we're gonna try to do today is you're gonna inhale and lift your right knee up and maybe hold on to your knee. If this is really easy or you're familiar with the practice, you can also reach for your toe and grab forward. I'm gonna demonstrate with the knee today. We're gonna roll the shoulders back, feel your spine really long. Feel yourself get steady. 2, and 1. Now let's bring your knee out to the side. You can keep it out to the side. You can also reach your arms out wide. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring the knee forward. Let's take now your left hand to your right knee. Do the best you can. Maybe reach your right arm back. If you're a little wobbly like me, don't worry. Give yourself a smile. 3, 2, 1, and then we're coming down. Shake it out. Good work. All right, so let's do the other side. So when you're ready, take a moment, spread your right toes, start to squeeze and engage those right leg muscles. Get really steady and firm. We'll bring the hands to the hips again, roll the shoulders back. See if you can feel the energy move through the body, and we'll inhale, lift your left knee off the mat. Now again, if you're really familiar, feel free to do this with the straight leg variation, okay? But if not, just keep your hand on your knee. 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring your knee to the side. If you want, you can reach your arms out wide. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna come forward. We're gonna bring your right hand to your left knee. Maybe reach that, left arm back. I'm a little wobbly. 3, 2, 1. I got the wall behind me. That helped. Okay, we're gonna sit, shake out. Beautiful work, everybody. So let's inhale, we're gonna reach up, and then we're gonna exhale. We're gonna slowly start to come lay on your belly. So when you're ready, if you want to do a push-up to get there and come all the way down, feel free, or you can just kind of follow me and just drop down to the belly gently. So let's take a moment. We're going to stack your hands one on top of the other, and let's turn your head to the right for a few breaths. So just starting to settle in, making lots of shifts and changes in your body, doing really beautiful work. 2. And 1, let's turn your head the other direction. 2. And 1, we're going to come back to the center. So if you need to rest for a few more moments, please listen to that. If you would like to move, what we're going to do is we're going to slide our elbows underneath our shoulders so we come onto our forearms. And we're going to bring our forearms so they're parallel to one another. So see if you can kind of rearrange your body to make that happen. Now, let's begin here. We're going to scrunch your shoulders to your ears, and we don't really want that to be happening. So what I want you to do is press through the forearms and the hands. We're going to roll the shoulders back, and you're almost going to lift your body up. As you do this, press down through the pubic bone, or feel your tailbone start to root down, and then also grab down through the toenails and engaging the leg muscles. Perhaps feel your belly button lift up. Then you can look about a foot or 2 in front of your fingertips. 3, 2, 1. Now let's turn your head to the right. And then we're going to come back and turn your head to the left. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back. We're going to slowly start to soften from here. We're going to bring your hands back a little bit. So let's bring your hands so the thumb is towards like the lower ribs. It doesn't have to be the lowest rib, but it's just a little bit lower down the body. We're going to roll the shoulders back here, squeeze the elbows together. Again, press down to the pubic bone. Also, maybe squeeze like you have to hold to go to the bathroom. 1 and 2, that actually helps protect the lower back. Drawing the belly button to the spine, press down to the toenails. We'll inhale, lift your chest up, and maybe lift your hands up. So this is a lot of core strength here if you feel this a lot. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Just do the best you can. Hopefully it'll feel a little bit easier than the first one. So when you're ready, rolling the shoulders back, squeezing the elbows together, we'll inhale, lift the chest up, and perhaps lift your hands up as well. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, you're going to come back down. Beautiful. Take a deep breath. Let go. One last time, we'll roll the shoulders back. We'll inhale, lift your chest up, and then maybe reach the hands up. 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back down. Pressing through the hands, we're going to inhale, press the body towards tabletop. Let's move the spine for a moment, or kind of wag your tail. You can find any movement, do some cat-cows, just feel that spine release after those back bends. Getting that blood flow in here. Let it feel good. 2 and 1, and then we're going to inhale. We're going to come find a neutral spine, and we're going to come back and find a seat. I'm going to rearrange the computer just so you can get a little bit better angle, and we'll see you in a moment. So sitting down with your legs stretched out in front of you. All right, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna kind of create a little bit of a flow here with our movement, and when we get into the position, we'll hold for about 3 to 5 breaths, and then we'll move to the next one. So to begin here, let's move the fleshy part from the sitting bones. So this is a little bit more active of a seated practice today. So we'll inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Now you might want to take a slight bend in the knees. You're going to exhale and start to reach for your toes. 2 and 1. Now we're going to bring the hands to the shoulders. You're going to point your toes. We're going to roll the shoulders back, elbows. Draw your chin towards your chest, and we're going to inhale, lengthen, and lean back. Inhale, we'll reach your arms up high. We're going to lower the hands down on either side of the body. We'll turn your right toes out and slide your right foot back. Inhale, we'll reach your arms all the way up. We're going to exhale. We'll lean towards that left foot, and we'll hold this for a few breaths. Again, if you need to bend the left leg at all, please listen to that. Now, as you're here today, see if you can feel the back of the neck lengthen. So try not to like jerk the head up at all or tuck the chin to the chest. Just feel the neck lengthen. Feel the shoulders move away from the ears. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna inhale, rise all the way up. We'll stretch the legs forward. We're gonna exhale. Now this time you're gonna bend the knees. We're gonna sweep the arms back, chin to the chest. Inhale, we'll reach back up. We're gonna exhale. You're gonna slowly reach for your toes. We'll bring the hands towards the shoulders, point the toes, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, tucking the chin in a little bit. We'll lean back. 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands on either side of the body. You're gonna turn your left toes out. We'll slide your left foot in towards your right inner thigh. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale towards the straight leg. You might take a slight bend into the right knee as you do this, and we're gonna fold forward and breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's inhale, we'll rise all the way up. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna stretch the legs forward. Inhale, we'll lift up. Exhale, let's bend the knees. We're gonna sweep your arms back, nose towards your knees. Inhale, we're gonna lift all the way back up. Now we're gonna exhale, reach for your toes. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Roll the shoulders and elbows back. We're gonna point the toes, draw the belly to the spine as you reach and lengthen back. Inhale, we're gonna rise all the way up. We're gonna exhale, bring your hands down. Now let's bend into the right knee. This one, we're gonna bring your right foot out a little bit wider. We wanna see if we can get that outside edge of the foot towards the outside edge of the hip. I'm gonna offer you a few options from here and you'll see what feels better. Option 1 is to take your right arm high, and then we're gonna exhale. You're gonna try to reach for your left big toe. If this is really challenging for you, bend your left knee, okay? So we're trying to feel a stretch in that upper shoulder muscle for many of you. If you're really flexible, or again, you're familiar with the practice, we're gonna take that arm, you're gonna maybe wrap it around and bind your hands behind your back. You don't have to. See what feels good for your body. Maybe leaning in towards the knee. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna inhale, we'll rise up. Now let's rotate. Take a little twist. We're gonna stretch your leg forward. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, bring your hands behind your back. Inhale, we'll reach back up. We're gonna exhale, reach for your toes. Bringing the hands to the shoulders, we'll point the toes, roll the shoulders back, we'll lean back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, we're gonna reach back up. We're gonna now bend your left knee. We'll take that left foot, see if you can get the outside edge of the foot sort of in line with the hip. So again, lots of options from here. So you can inhale, reach that left arm high, maybe reaching for the right big toe. Again, feel free to bend the knee. Maybe you're leaning forward here, feeling that upper shoulder start to stretch out. If you're really flexible, or if this is easy for you, you can wrap your arm around and start to fold forward from here. Or you might have seen me on the last one. It actually felt really good for me to bring my hand outside and kind of lean in there. So play with it. You know, in the yoga positions, there's no real right or wrong. We just need to find space in our body. And listen, every day is going to be different. Some days your body's going to feel really good. Some days it's challenging. And just appreciate where you are today. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, we'll rise up. We'll start to take this for a twist. So we're going to wrap your left arm, your right arm, sorry, around your left leg. We'll turn and twist. Feeling that space in the body. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna slowly start to release and unwind. We'll stretch your legs forward. Let's inhale, reach up. We're gonna exhale, bend the knees, reach the arms back, folding in. Inhale, reach back up. Reaching for the toes. Then we're gonna point the toes, hands to the shoulders, roll the elbows back, pointing the toes as you lean back. Beautiful. Inhale, let's reach all the way up. Now we're gonna hold a longer forward fold here. So let's bend your knees. We'll grab onto the feet. If that's not possible for you, you can just reach onto your shins. You're gonna maybe fold forward. If you don't really like either of those options, feel free to bring your feet together and fold forward from here. So listen to what do you need. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you need to rest here a little bit longer, please let your body stay here. If you're ready to move, we're going to inhale, we're going to rise up, and we're going to start to make our way onto our backs. And as we make our way onto our backs, you're going to keep your knees bent. I need to readjust my hair. If you have to readjust your hair or readjust anything, let your body do that. Now, what we're going to do is from our backs, we're going to take your right foot over your left knee. We're going to start to work with the hips a little bit. So making that figure 4 shape, there's going to be a lot of options because all of us have different things going on in our hips and our pelvis, and we just need to appreciate where we are. So our first option is actually just to stay right here and do nothing. Maybe just flex your foot and kind of feel your right knee move away. Some of us need a little bit more force, and so it's better to actually help push your right hand into your right thigh as you create more space in the hip flexor. That's beautiful to stay here and really feel that. Now, those of you who might want a little bit more, who you're not feeling this a whole lot, what we're going to do is you can squeeze your knees towards your chest. Perhaps bring your right hand between the 2 legs. You can grab onto the right thigh and then maybe the left thigh. And you can either start to pull the knees towards the body, just be really mindful. Or one of the things that I like to do sometimes is actually straighten the left leg and reach. But just kind of play with this for you. See what feels good. Another thing that is helpful here, especially if this is a little bit tight, is to actually kind of tick-tock or go from side to side with your hips. And sometimes that'll help release your lower back. You can also move your jaw around a little bit. You might feel some tension release. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly start to bring your left foot down. Let's release your right leg and just pause here for a moment. Feel the difference between the hips from side to side. Notice and breathe. 2, and 1. Now, when you're ready, let's do this on the other side. So we're going to take your left foot over the right knee. So again, perhaps you're flexing through the foot and you're just kind of pushing that left knee away. You're staying right here. Again, you can bring the left hand into the thigh, starting to feel that space. It will probably, for most of you, it's going to feel really different from one side to the other side. One side will have felt a lot easier than the other. So just notice that. And again, if you want to, you can also lift up. So we'll take the left hand between the 2 legs, grab onto that right thigh as you come pull it. Maybe feel the shoulders move down towards the ground. Feel that space in your body. You can tick-tock or move the hips from side to side. You can move your jaw a little bit, noticing the breath. And just notice the sensation. Feel and invite openness and release within. 2, and 1. And then whenever you feel like you've had enough, we're going to start to bring the right foot down, and we'll release and bring that left foot to meet it. And again, just feeling that space again. So I'm going to offer you a relaxing position or a little bit more active. So if you want to just chill out and not do a whole lot right now, I totally appreciate that. And sometimes it feels good to, you can either stay here, or you can also bring your feet together, knees apart, and just start to let your body rest right here. Feel your hips open up a little bit. If you'd like to do some back bends, and you can always come back to this space when you need to, those of you who are going to back bend with me, we're going to bring our feet on the ground, our heels as close as we can to our glutes, and our arms alongside the body, maybe reaching for the heels. We'll take a moment, press through the back of the head, maybe lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind the back, and then re-lower down. You're going to draw your belly to the spine, get really contained in the core. You're going to start to tilt the tailbone up. We'll inhale, lift the hips up. So you can lift right here, or maybe start to wiggle those shoulders underneath you a little bit. Press to the back of the head, move the chin away from the chest, and feeling a little bit deeper bridge pose. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, we're going to lower down. Those of you who are resting, stay resting, because we're going to do one more back bend. So just pause, take a breath. And then when you're ready, pressing through the feet, perhaps lifting the tailbone up, lifting as much as it feels safe for your body. You can roll the shoulders back. If you're familiar with another form of a back bend and would like to do that, please invite your body to do that. So always listen. You don't have to do everything that I say. Listen to what works for you. 3, 2, 1. We're going to slowly lower your hips back down. Beautiful. All right, so again, feel free to bring your feet together, knees apart. You can rest here. The next option that we're gonna do is we're gonna reach our legs towards the sky for a moment and shake your legs out. You can kind of shake that energy out. And then let's work with the hips one last time. We'll take a twist and then we'll move into our rest. So our next little hip stretch is we're gonna bend the knees. We're gonna grab onto the inside edges of the feet. They call this pose either happy baby or dead bug. So it kind of depends on your mood. So as you do this, you can grab onto the inside or outside edges of the feet, bring the knees apart, maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Let your hips open, maybe feel your lower back and sacrum open. And again, if this doesn't feel good, just find something to rest for you. 2 and 1. We're going to slowly release. If you'd like, please feel free to stay there for another moment. Our last bit is we're going to take a twist. So keeping the knees somewhat bent today, let's drop both of the knees over to the right, maybe taking a look over towards the left. Breathing. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, come back up, and we'll do this on the other side now. And again, just finding that space in your body. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to come right back up. Let's just take a few moments. If you haven't been resting here, you're going to now. We're going to bring the feet together, knees apart. We'll bring your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart. And if you've been here for a little while and your legs are tired, feel free to stretch them out. Or if for some reason this doesn't feel good, stretch the legs out. Or one other option is to actually bring your knees together and your feet apart. And sometimes that might feel better. So play with this for you. And we're going to really work and focus on your breath. So I want you to begin by breathing into the right hand, feeling the belly expand. And then you're going to continue to breathe and breathe all the way up to the left hand to the center of the chest. Taking more breath in. And then you're going to exhale slowly, breathing down through the chest, through the left hand. And then let your right hand at the belly start to come back down in it. So we're going to inhale into the right hand, feeling the belly expand. Breathing into the left hand. And then exhale from the left hand. And then down to the right hand. Breathing into the belly. And then to the chest. Keep breathing. And then exhale from the chest. And then letting the belly soften. Inhaling into the belly. Breathing up into the chest. Exhale from the chest. And then letting the belly soften. Now continue with this breath if you can. Or please feel free to move your body into a shape that feels really comfortable for you to rest in. Whether that's lying on your back, lying on your belly, laying on your side, or coming up to a comfortable seated shape. And wherever you are, perhaps invite your eyes to close. You can continue with this mindful breath or find just the normal breath flowing through you. And begin to allow your whole body to soften. Feeling the toes, feet and ankles soften. Your calves and shins release. The knees soften. The upper legs soften. The hips and glutes soften. The lower back and lower belly. Middle back, middle belly. Rib cage, front and back. Heart center, front and back. Upper back and shoulder blades. Upper chest and collarbones. The shoulders soften, the arms, the elbows. the lower arms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. Bringing the awareness to the knots at the base of the throat. Feeling the throat and neck soften. Your chin and jaw, the mouth, the cheeks, the nose, the eyes, the ears, the temples, the forehead, the crown of the head, back of the head, the back of the neck. And just feel your whole body soften. And just take a moment to notice, how do you feel here in this moment? Notice, are there thoughts floating through the mind, or is the mind quiet? How's your body feel physically? Do you need to adjust something to feel a little bit better? Accepting and honoring whatever is for you. Keep breathing. And then take a moment to maybe go over the past day or past couple days and think of a few things that you're grateful for. Be grateful for being able to brush your teeth, or just grateful for a few moments to read something or to watch something or eat something healthy, or maybe someone said something special to you. And just take a moment to reflect on those things. Hopefully there's more than one. And if there's only one, that's great. And if there's none, that's great. Just notice and honor what is for you. Allowing yourself to connect with gratitude for a few moments. So it's so easy for us so often to get distracted and whatever frustrates us, or the unknown right now, and there's some chaos going on. And so when we can find the few moments of things that we are really truly grateful for, as one of my students always says, it's like filling my bucket up. And so we fill the bucket up with those moments of gratitude. Maybe even at home, you could put, your loose change into a jar, the jar of gratitude, whatever that is for you. Just finding those moments, those precious moments. And just honoring wherever you're at today, whatever you're going through, but also trying to find those things that we feel joyful about or grateful for. Really feeling this deep sense of gratitude for yourself, for taking this time out of your life to connect with you, to feel your body, to move your breath, clear your mind for a few moments. So please feel free to rest here if that's what your body is asking you to do. For those of you who have other things to do this afternoon, or feel ready to finish our practice, what I want to invite you to do is begin to wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. And you can keep your eyes closed, or you can blink your eyes, open and close. Sometimes that feels good. And then let's reach your arms overhead today. And I want you to imagine you're stretching from the right fingertips to the left toes. So feel this long cross stretch through your body. And then let's reach through the left fingertips and the right toes. So feeling that cross stretch to the opposite side of the body. And feeling the front of your body stretch and the back of the body stretch, and feeling grateful for this. Feeling the space you're creating within. And then perhaps giving your knees a squeeze towards your chest and giving yourself a great big hug. Thanking and appreciating your body. Giving yourself a little love. You can roll over to the right or left side, coming up to a seated shape. Maybe bringing your hands to your heart center. If your eyes are closed, or if you want to reclose your eyes, you can do that again. And if you're coming back up to that seated shape in your own space and time, Also take a moment to connect with the intention if you remember what that was that we said at the beginning of the class. And if you don't remember, not to worry. And as we connect, if we can remember our intention at the beginning and the end of the class, the more we focus on it, the more it starts to happen in our life, slowly, slowly. So connecting with that. Also connecting with the gratitude again. And I'm connecting with deep gratitude for each of you for taking the time out of your life to come practice with me today. It's an honor and a pleasure and a joy to be with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Make sure you drink some water, especially those of you here in the desert. Hydrate. Thank you. Have a great evening. Namaste.